Good morning, students. Welcome to All Force e-learning classes. This is Kasturi Shiva Prasad teaching you economics. Okay. In last 4 periods or 5 periods, we were discussing about particularly what? Demand analysis. That is first year economics, unit 3. So in that one, we have seen the meaning of demand analysis. What is exactly meant by demand? Not in general sense, but in economics. Second, we have seen what is the demand function, then determinants of demand. Later, we have seen limitations to demand, that is exceptions. And we also seen why demand curve always slopes left to right downwards. And we have seen different types of demands, that is price demand, income demand, cross demand. In price demand, we have seen individual demand and market demand. In income demand, we have seen normal and superior goods and inferior goods. They reflect differently to the income of consumer. Next, we have seen cross demand. The demand influenced by related goods like substitutes and complementaries. We have seen that everything, table as well as graph. That is a schedule as well as the graph. Now, after leaving all those things, we entered into the topic of demand elasticity or elasticity of demand. I told you already, elasticity means change. Inelasticity means no change. If due to price, demand changes, then we will say elastic. If due to change in price, there is no change in the demand, then it is called inelastic. That today we will see in short. There were 5 different types of price elasticity. This elasticity of demand is also again 3 types. One is price elasticity, second is income elasticity, third is cross elasticity of demand. So in the price elasticity of demand, we have seen 5 types. Those 5 types are total elasticity of demand, that is ED equals to infinite. There the graph is like this. You have seen it. This is the one. Next, I say I'm not going with the exact sequence of textbook. Relative elasticity of demand, ED is greater than 1. That graph goes like this. Change in the price is less, change in the demand is more. You can see that. Elasticity of demand is greater than the 1. So change in the demand is greater than the price. What is the third one? This is the second one. Third one, that is unitary elasticity. Unitary elasticity of demand. That graph goes like this. Whatever the change in the price, equivalent to it, demand also changes. These are the demand curves. Without any change in the price, demand may increase or demand may decrease. With a little bit change in the price, demand changes more. Okay, here whatever the change in the price, equal change in the demand. This is the third one. Fourth one, we will see relative inelasticity. Inelasticity of demand. I told you, elasticity means changing. Elasticity means changing. Inelasticity means not changing. Now we are going to see the inelasticity. That is, here you can see change in the price is greater and change in the demand is lesser. ED less than 1. This is ED greater than 1. See here, change in the price is less, change in the demand is more. Here change in the price is more change in the demand is less. Relatively inelastic, change is relatively less than the price change. So this is relatively inelastic demand. Fifth one is zero elastic. Zero elastic or total inelastic. Total inelastic. Here ED equals to 0. That is like this. When price increase or decrease, demand is going to be inelastic, zero change. These are 5 types of elasticity, price elasticity of demand. In price elasticity of demand, we have seen 5 types. First one, total elastic. With little change or no change in the price, demand may increase or demand may decrease. Second one, little change in the price causes more change in the demand. Little change in the price causes more change in the demand. That is relative elastic demand. Still changing is more. You are getting the point? Changing is more. That's why we call it relatively elastic demand. Third one is what? Unitary elasticity of demand. Means the change in the price is going to be equivalent to the demand. ED equals to 1. Change in the price is equal to change in the demand. Till here it is all elastic. Now we will see inelastic. Less change or no change. Here less change. Elasticity of demand is less than 1. Here equal to 1. Here greater than 1. Here less than 1. That's why it is called inelastic. Less change. That is, change in the price is greater, change in the demand is lesser. So here we can say elasticity of demand is less than the change in the price. Here in the fifth one we will see total inelastic or zero elastic. Here whether price increase or decrease, change in the demand is 0. Total inelastic. Change means elastic. No change means inelastic. Elastic means change. Inelastic means no change. That is elasticity of demand. Now we will see what are the determinants of demand. Determinants of demand. Now what are the causes of demand? We have seen in the same chapter determinants of demand, and we have seen all those causes. Here determinants of elasticity of demand. We are going to see determinants of elasticity of demand. How demand will be elastic with different goods. Different goods reflects different way with this elasticity. Now we will see determinants of price elasticity. Determinants of price elasticity of demand. Okay, the first one is nature of good or commodity. Nature of good or commodity. Commodities generally have 3 types. We can call those are the nature of the commodity. What are those 3 types? 1, that is necessary goods. Second, comfortable goods. Third, luxurious goods. Now we will define this nature of the commodity into 3 levels. If the commodities are necessary goods, then it is inelastic. If it is luxurious goods, it is elastic. Why? If it is necessary, whether price increase or decrease, we have to use it. When we are using it, means there is no change in the demand. But luxury goods like TVs, LCDs, LEDs, plasmas, air conditioners, for all those things, they are luxury commodities. Whenever the price increase, demand decrease. Whenever the price decrease, demand increase. So means what? Here the change is there. Change is there. It is elastic. Whereas necessaries, you have to use them like rice, tur dal, moong dal, you have to use it. So it is inelastic. Whether price increases, you will use the same quantity. Whether the price decreases, you will use the same quantity. Then it is inelastic. That is the first one. Nature of the commodity determines the elasticity of demand. Next, availability of substitutions. Availability of close substitutions. If close substitutions are available, then it is elastic. If no close substitutions, then inelastic. Why? If the price of tea increases, close substitute coffee, immediately we will jump to coffee. Then we stop purchasing the tea. What happened? Demand changed. See, tea and coffee are close substitutes. Tea price increased. So we all start purchasing coffee. So there is a close substitution. That's why the demand is going to decrease. Tea demand means change, means elastic. If there is no close substitution, there is only one thing. Then when there is no close substitution, you have to use it. There is no choice. Then it is inelastic, no change. Okay. Along with that, we will see next. This graphs I am going to erase to place other determinants. If you get any confusion, you can repeat it, you can go back and you can see and you can learn. Okay, simply you can go back and you can see all those graphs. Now, third one is what? Complementary goods. Complementary goods. With complementary goods, elasticity is different. Like, if one thing is elastic, the complementary good also becomes elastic. If the first thing is inelastic, the complementary good also inelastic. Like car and petrol. Due to price, if demand of car changes, automatically petrol's demand also changes. If more cars are going to be purchased with a little decreasing of price. If price increases, demand for the cars decreases, then automatically petrol demand also decreases. If the change is there in the cars purchases, then its complementary good of petrol also inelastic. Elastic, inelastic. If there is no change due to the change in the price of cars demand, means inelastic, then petrol is also inelastic. If due to the change in the price, demand for cars changes, changing means elastic, then petrol is also elastic. So these two things are going to be close. They are added. If one is elastic, another is elastic. One is inelastic, another is inelastic. In that way, complementary goods also influence. Next, multi-uses of a commodity. Multi-uses of commodity are goods. What are the multi-uses? Some commodities have more than one utilization, like milk, electricity, etc. Their demand is generally elastic. Like, for example, milk have multiple uses. When the price of milk decreases, you will use for more than one purpose. You will make the sweets, curds, this, that, plenty of things, ghee, chas, everything. You will make plenty of things. So that's why when price decreases for milk, utilization increases, elastic. If price increases, you will start using the same milk for only one purpose, like making curd or tea, coffee. You will stop making the sweets. See, it is changing. So elastic. Multiple uses, elastic. If there is only one use, then it is inelastic. For that one use, you have to use it with the price increase or decrease. So with this, if the multiple uses of the goods, then reflection is different. Next one is postponement of the utilization. Postponement. What is a postponement? Some commodities we can postpone. like all of a sudden air conditioner prices increased, then we'll say, okay, we will go for next year. We will run the show with air cooler. Yeah, we can run the show. But certain goods you cannot postpone. You cannot. Like life-saving drugs, BP tablets, sugar tablets. I hope no one is using at your home. Okay, if your grandparents are using those tablets, ask them, if the price increases, does they stop utilization of those tablets? No. They will consume exactly how many tablets they have to take every day. Ask them, if the price decreases, does they consume more tablets? No, they won't use more tablets, because if you use more tablets, it is going to harm your health. So certain goods which are life-saving, which you cannot postpone, their utility is inelastic. The demand is what? Inelastic. But other ones which we can postpone, like air conditioners, car, etc., when the price increases, we will say, okay, we will see that later. Gold price is increasing. What the parents are saying, okay, let the price come down, we will purchase, or let us plan it later. It is not urgency. Which is urgent? Inelastic. Which is not urgent? Postponed. That is elastic. Okay, now next one is proportion of the income spent. How much of your income is going to be spent? How much of your income is going to be spent? That is proportion of income spent. My income, let us assume, is somewhere around 80,000. Out of that 80,000, I have to spend 10 rupees on a particular commodity. Like, let us say newspaper. 7 rupees I have to spend on the newspaper per day. If that paper price from 7 rupees increased to 8 or 9 rupees, do I mind? No, I don't mind. I certainly purchase. Why? Because the proportion of income what I am spending on newspaper is very less. Like one more example I can give you. A person who is earning around 10,000 rupees and his shirt button is broken. You can get a shirt button for 1 rupee, and all of a sudden this shirt button price increased to 1 rupee 50 paisa. Does he stop purchasing? He don't care about 50 paisa. He will certainly purchase and he stitches. Means what? This is inelastic, because I am spending very less amount on this one. That's why it is inelastic. If proportion of income is you are spending more, then the things will change. It is going to be elastic. I want to purchase an air conditioner. I was making a plan. Okay, or I am planning to purchase a big fridge, and all of a sudden the price of the fridge, big fridge with 2 doors, okay, like a cupboard, the price all of a sudden increased from 70,000 to 1 lakh. What I say? 1 lakh. Okay, let us think later. But for button, I don't think. For the newspaper, I don't plan. So it is always going to be determined how much income you are going to spend on that particular commodity, or how much of your money, earned money, income is spent on that particular commodity. That will decide whether it is elastic or inelastic. And next one is proportional period of time. How many years you are going to use that? If the commodity utilization is for a long period, story is different. Period of time. Period of time means how much time you are going to use it. If the commodity is used for a little period or longer period. If you are going to use it for a longer period, then inelastic. For a smaller period, elastic. If the plan is for a long period, like certain conditions, let us see. You have a car already, that is a petrol car, and you are filling the petrol. All of a sudden petrol price increased. What you going to do? You have to fill the petrol. Even though petrol rate from 60 rupees it gone to 85 rupees, still you are filling the petrol tank and you are running the vehicle. In short period you cannot change. In short period, you cannot change. Why? Because simple reason, you cannot replace petrol car to diesel car in a short period, or electric car or gas car. You cannot change it in a short period. But in a long period, you will make a planning. You certainly will plan in such a way that you will replace the petrol car and you will convert to gas car, gas filled car. So this always depends on the period. In a short period, inelastic. In long period, elastic. But the commodity which you are using for a short period and the commodity which you are using for long period. If you are going to use the commodity for long period, then it is elastic. Because you know, whatever you are spending, you can use it for a long period. Okay, no problem, let us spend it. But if you are using it for a very short period, like a simple cool drink, they increase the price from 20 rupees to 30 rupees. You will say, only one time I am going to consume it. Why I have to waste 50% extra? Then automatically you will say, no, I don't want this. You will go for the substitution, Pepsi or something else. Instead of thumbs up, you will go to something else. In that way, this period of time is also going to influence the elasticity of demand. Next one is price level. Just now I told you, most of the examples they coincide. Like price level. If a commodity is very costly one and its price increased by 20%, then automatically it goes elastic. For example, I am planning to purchase a car with 5 lakhs of rupees. Okay, the price is 5 lakhs of rupees. But all of a sudden the price increased to 6 lakhs, means 20% increased. Then what I say? 20% increased. Let us stop it. See, price level is high. I'll start thinking, let us leave it. Let us leave it. Let us plan it for the latter. But when it comes to the different way, a button 1 rupee to 150, 50% increased. But do I think price level is very small? Matchbox 1 rupee to 1 rupee 25 paisa, 25% increased. But do I care? No, we don't care. Certain commodities where the price level is low, they are inelastic. Certain commodities where price level is high, that is elastic. Okay, next, so 8th one is price level. 9th one, we will see that goods of addiction, goods which leads to addiction. Yes, some commodities are becomes addiction, like alcohol, tobacco, tobacco. Yeah, some people, they put that lime and tobacco and they put it, even though they know that causes cancer, jaw cancer, but still they go on using. Whether price increases or decreases, they won't stop. Even the newspapers, news channels, you are watching that nowadays they are smuggling this tobacco products, like what, gutka, etc., etc. Why? Because that leads to addiction. A person who is addicted towards these products, whether price increase or decrease, he will use it just like that. Like cigarettes and alcohol. You have seen at the time of Corona, if you are really closely watching the TV and observing what is happening, all of a sudden they increased 20% of taxes on alcohol. But still people were standing in the lines in front of the wines, alcohol selling shops. Means the goods which leads to addiction, they don't have any elasticity of demand. Whether price increase or whether price decrease, they have the same level of demand. So this goods which causes the addiction, they are inelastic. Whether price increase or decrease, they will purchase. There is no change in the demand. Now the last one, income group. Addiction. 10th one is income level. I hope you are watching in your textbook or printed material. and you are following along with a pen and notebook, then only you can remember. Otherwise, you will forget these things very fast. As I am teaching, you are listening. If you really enjoying it, you will remember it. If not, before I complete the class, you will forget these things, because economics is like that. That's why to remember, you have to write down and you have to read it, or you have to memorize it. Now the last one is income level, or income level of a group of people. What is this income levels? Income levels are high income level, low income level. High income level group people are different, low income level group people are different, and there is a middle class, middle income group level. This middle income group level and low income group level people, for these people utilizes whichever the commodity that is elastic. This middle income group people and low income group people, whatever the commodities they use, they demand, price elasticity of demand is elastic. If price increase, they purchase less. If price decrease, they will purchase more. But high income group people, their demands are different. They go on purchasing whether in the price of commodity increase or decrease. Even the price increases, they don't care. Even the price decreases, they don't care, because they have plenty of money, like Dhirubhai Ambani. Yeah, the moment the fridge rate increased from 70,000 to 1 lakh, the moment my 5 lakhs car increased 20% and gone to 6 lakhs, I postponed that planning. I postponed it to future. But do you think Mukesh Ambani does postpone his plans? He will say, how much? 20%? Doesn't matter. Go and purchase it. 30,000 for a fridge additional, he don't care. For high level income group people, inelastic. For middle and lower level income group people, elastic. So in this way, these are the 10 things which commands or determines price elasticity of demand. We will see them again. First one, nature of the good, whether it is necessary or luxury. If necessary, inelastic. Luxury, elastic. Next, availability of close substitutions. If close substitution is available, then elastic. If no close substitution, inelastic. Complementaries. These complementaries goes along with, down along with. If car is elastic to the price, then petrol is also elastic to the price. If car is inelastic to price, then the same thing with the petrol. So complementaries, they either go elastic or inelastic. Complementaries also along with the first thing goes elastic or inelastic. Next, multiple uses of goods. The goods which have multiple uses, their demand is elastic. If price decreases, we use it for many purposes. If price increase, we use it for less purposes. Elastic. And next, postponement of the utilization or utility or the commodity. If the use of the commodity can be postponed, then elastic. If the use of the commodity cannot be postponed, then inelastic. Like life-saving drugs, like cancer, BP, sugar, tuberculosis. Nowadays, corona, okay, what it is? Chloroquine, hydroxychloroquine. Someone got corona and hydroxychloroquine tablets price increased from 10 rupees to 20 rupees. Does he say, oh, 100% price increased, I don't use it? No, he will purchase it and he will use it, because it's a life-saving drug. And next one is how much income is going to be spent. That is proportion of income you are going to spend on that commodity. If the proportion of the income is high, more percentage of your income going to spend on that commodity more, then it is elastic. If proportion is very less, like a 50 paise on this button, then we don't care. If the proportion of the income spent is less, then inelastic. More, elastic. Elastic means change. Inelastic means no change in the demand. Next, period of time. In short period where we cannot change, that is inelastic. In long period where we can change, elastic. Yes, demand will change in the long period. In short period, it will not change. Next, price level. If the price level is high, then elastic, demand changes. Price level is very low, inelastic, no change. Like a button, no change. Like a freeze, change. Next, addiction, the commodities which leads to addiction, for them it is inelastic, because he is addicted, he cannot leave it, he has to use that. So inelastic, which does not lead to addiction, they are elastic. Income level of group of people. High income level group people, those commodities are inelastic. Low and middle class income level group people utilization things, elastic. With this, we have seen the determinants of price, elasticity of demand. With this, today's lesson is over. Tomorrow, we will see the importance and income, demand, elasticity and cross elasticity of demand. With that, we will complete this chapter. Okay, good day.